Hi everybody. Sorry about the glare on my glasses. I wear my glasses all the time. So I'm Crystal with Emersyn Aurora Design. Nice to meet you all. I know you've been watching my videos and following along with my tutorials, but I thought that I would show you a little sneak peek behind the scenes of my workspace and how I work on cups, and maybe start a new vlog series. So if you're interested in that, just leave me a comment below and I'll make more. But I wanted to take you along while I work today. I have a few things that I need to get caught up on, and I will let you see some of my behind the scenes. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Here we go. Let's take a little tour of my messy craft room. Right now I am using my basement. You can see I'm all spread out. Here's my glitter wall, and it's okay for now. Does anyone else live in a state of chaos with their craft room? I'm constantly cleaning and trying to organize it, but then I get distracted and start working on something. So it usually stays clean for just a few minutes and then it's a mess again. So I'm just kind of showing you around a little bit since you haven't seen my craft room yet. I'm pretty spread out. I have three main areas of crafting areas. This is my desk area. I try to keep that glitter free. Yeah, that's a joke, right? This is my turner area over there to the right, and then I have a sitting area. I'm just going to take you around and show you some different projects I'm working on today. This is a gold monochromatic, can't talk, glitter tumbler with cheetah print, and I'm just going to use the epoxy method. We'll let you watch this, and this isn't a tutorial, it's just a vlog. I'll let you see kind of what I'm doing through the day. My craft room is especially messy right now because I've been working on a lot of projects and I have glitter everywhere. Because my craft room is in my basement, I'm usually barefoot when I'm down there, and inevitably I track glitter all over my house. So you can usually tell where I sit in my living room because there's a footprints of glitter. My husband's always teasing me about that. But hey, I sprinkle a little glitter everywhere I go, you know? Saw it on a t-shirt once. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? It's been so beautiful here lately. I live in Indiana, and spring is here. All of our flowers are starting to bloom, and this air just smells so fresh and clean. I absolutely love it. I can't wait. I just ordered a shed to put up, and I'm going to move my Tumbler crafting out there, make it a she shed. So that way I can be outside in the sun. I feel like crafting down in the basement, it was fine in the winter when it was cold and, you know, I didn't really care what it was doing outside, but I need to get out and see the sunshine some more while I'm crafting. So I added big windows to my shed, and they'll be delivering it in the next month or so. So I'll bring you guys along with that as we customize it and move my studio. My craft room right now is just, it's overwhelming. I know it sounds strange, but it's so big that it's overwhelming. So I feel like if I'm able to condense my crafting down to a 10 by 12 foot space, that's the size shed I bought, that I'll be able to kind of, you know, keep everything where I need it and be a little bit more organized. I'm a little bit ADHD when it comes to my crafting. Is anyone else like that? I get started on one project and I turn around and I start on another one, and then I go back to the first one and back and forth. Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about myself since this is my first vlog. My name is Crystal. I own Emersyn Aurora Design. My name, Emersyn Aurora Design, comes from my two grandbabies, Emersyn and Aurora. I have two children, a son and a daughter, and my son has one daughter, that's Aurora. My daughter has three little ones, but Emersyn's the oldest, so that's why I chose her name. I live here with my husband, our husky named Bella, my pit bull lab mix named Ollie. He's the big mouth in most of my videos that you've probably heard him roughing and barking. We also have a cat named Kitty. My son stays with us right now, and his daughter Aurora is here half of the week, and the other half of the week she's with her mom. This is KS resin that I'm using. I really like KS resin. I've had really good luck with it. It's just the regular art resin. It's not the quick set of theirs. I really like their artist resin. I feel like I don't get as many bubbles, and it dries really, really clear, and it just has a pretty finish. So there's a plug for them. These are just a few tumblers that I've been working on. You can see that one in the far back. That's the one that I have a tutorial for. If you want to watch that, I can link it here. That is my Be Kind tumbler. The other two are in order. One person ordered both those tumblers. And that's the gold tumbler that you saw me putting glitter on earlier. A little bit more about myself. Let's see. I am a registered nurse. My background is working in critical care and the intensive care units. And when I say that this year has been extra stressful, it's been extra stressful for everyone, but I really saw an impact of it working in the ICU. So I recently, in the last couple of months, decided to change over and come out of the ICU, which was really difficult for me. I now work at a surgical center, and I work in the post-operative recovery unit, which I absolutely love working there. You can see here I'm wearing my respirator. Please wear a respirator mask when you're working with epoxy. I do work in my basement, but I do have good airflow. I have it set up so that my air is flowing through the basement, but I'm excited once I get into my she shed that we're going to put in a nice ventilating unit in it and help me, circulate the air so it's safe. If you guys like these vlogs, let me know and I'll try to continue to make them. They're pretty easy for me to make. I just set up my camera and go. It is hard for me, though, to be in front of the camera, I have to admit. But I'm going to try to step out of my comfort zone and be in front of the camera a little bit more so you guys can see my process outside of the tutorials. And this vlog is kind of a conglomeration. I don't even know what word to use. I'm doing a little bit of everything. Here I'm putting some resin on some tumblers, and you'll see that later on I work on some other projects. I am very, very artistic. I'm always doing something art-based. It's been my saving grace, and especially this past year with all the stress. I started in photography. I've been doing photography since I was 16 years old. I have my own photography business, Crystalline Photography. And I found my niche doing stylized conceptual portraiture. If anyone's interested in that, I can maybe talk a little bit more about that and maybe share some of my photos in another vlog. So if you're interested, I actually have designed and sewn costumes for my photography, and I have models. I've been published in a couple different photography magazines, so that's one of my loves. I also love to paint, and I have a ton of painting down here in the basement. They're just kind of stacked, waiting for me to figure out what to do with them. It's kind of like, crafting it. You just do it. You just keep doing it. I never have sold. Actually, I take that back. I've only sold one of my paintings. I had a commission piece, and I sold that. The rest of my paintings are all down here in the basement. But when I started Tumblers, my love of painting, oh my gosh, it just sparked my imagination doing these tumblers, because I can take my love of painting and put it on a cup, and then people can carry it around, and it's a mobile piece of art, and that's just, it's been good for my soul. I started Emersyn Aurora Design in November of 2019. I had to think for a second. And I look back on some of my old, my first tumblers, and I just laugh. I'm sure that you guys can kind of relate with that if, you've been doing this for a little while and you look back on your first tumblers. But I could say, for the beginners, keep going. Just keep perfecting yourself. Try new things. Step out of the box. Look at other artists and take inspiration. I don't mind if anyone would recreate one of my tumblers. I think it's flattering. It makes me feel good that someone took some inspiration for something that I made. And that's why I decided to do the YouTube vlogs or YouTube tutorials. I have this little alphabet silicone mold that I purchased from AliExpress, and I'm just taking my leftover resin and making an alphabet, some letters and numbers. I'm going to turn them into magnets for the little ones. I'm just dipping some alcohol ink in the bottom and then pouring the rest of that white tinted resin in there. It makes a really pretty swirl, colorful swirl. I haven't popped any of these out yet. I'm waiting, I think, until I have them all done, and then I'm going to pop them out. So I just keep adding to it. Every time I make cups, I have a little bit of resin left over, and I don't like wasting resin, so these would make cute keychains or magnets. So that's a little hack for anybody that doesn't really know. Buy some silicone molds. You should see how many my little Aurora, she's a collector. And I have so many little molds, like fish and mermaids and everything. And I've been using, the resin for a year and a half. She has tons of little treasures. That's what she calls them. So here are my pens that I'm doing. This is Bright Tone by Crystalac. I don't do Crystalac tumblers, but I really found I love Crystalac for sealing. Sealing my glitters, sealing my vinyl, letting it cure, and then putting epoxy over it. It's something that I found, it's very similar to polyurethane. It's an acrylic polyurethane, a water-based polyurethane sealer, and I really love to use it whenever I put vinyl on a tumbler. So if I'm resining, I'll resin a tumbler, I'll put my vinyl on, and then I'll put some of that Bright Tone on there and let it dry for 4 hours. And I found that it seals my vinyl and I don't get as many bubbles, which that is a huge, huge game changer for me. You can use Bright Tone, you can use some of the other polyurethanes. I think that CC DIY has a quick coat. I haven't used that, but it's basically the same thing. It's very watery, and you want to put it on your turner, and it will put a layer and seal whatever you're doing. Right now I'm just going over my raw glitter with a little bit of the Bright Tone, and I'm going to put it on the turner because I find that doing this on my pens, you could put 1 or 2 coats on this before you put resin on, and I tend to not have to put as many coats of resin on. Does that make sense? I know I don't usually babble this much, but since this is a vlog, I decided to just talk to you guys. If you'd rather hear music, you know, that's fine, and I can add music too, but just let me know. I just thought it's fun to it'll be fun to kind of tell you guys what I do and what I like. I had purchased the Crystal-Lac because I was curious. You know, a lot of people really love Crystal-Lac Bright Tone and switch from resin over to it. I bought it to try it out to see if I liked it. I haven't really decided. I don't think I'm going to switch to this, you know, exclusively instead of resin. I still love my resin, but like I said, it is great for sealing your glitters and sealing your vinyl. So give it a try if you guys are curious. I really like it. You have to let it cure completely before you put a resin layer on, obviously, because it is water-based, but it works really well, and it dries really clear. It kind of smells like dirty feet, though. That little pool noodle with the contraption with the Velcro, I made that for my pens to put on my turner. Pretty ingenious, I thought. So those are back on the turner, whatever. Now I switched over. I just bought a new big tub of Mod Podge. They had them at Joann's, the big ones, and I had used my 40% off coupon for it, so yay for savings. I'm going to put it in this little condiment squeeze. It's so much easier to use. I hadn't put my Mod Podge in one of those before, and man, oh man, I tell you guys, whenever I would pour my Mod Podge out of my big container onto my little, you know, little plate or whatever I use, it would dump out so much. So these condiment squeeze bottles are great for applying Mod Podge, and you don't waste as much. So just funneling it in. These are the things that I do during the day, just kind of fiddling around in my studio. So this is my newest project. I found a little pattern on Cricut Design Space for hair bows, and I purchased a bunch of really pretty glitter and faux leather sheets from AliExpress, and I wanted to make some hair bows. You can see I'm making a lot. I originally was going to make them for the girls, but I have so many now that I think I'm going to sell them hopefully this fall when I do my do a craft fair, or I might sell them on Etsy. I'm not sure yet, but here I am just kind of putting them together. Been wanting to do these little hair bows for a while. Emersyn loves hair bows. She doesn't go a day without wearing a little hair bow in her hair. Hair bows, headbands, all those. So she was really excited when I showed her what I was making. She already picked out her favorites, so I'm sure a lot of these will go to her, and she'll be so stylish. She's a very stylish little girl. Aurora, on the other hand, was indifferent. Do you guys ever do what I do? I'll start a project like these hair bows. I went through, and it probably took me about, I don't even know, 2.5 hours to put all of these together. I'm not going to bore you with all that, I promise. But when I have a project like this, I have to get it all done. I have to do them all. And I did. I assembled all of these hair bows in one sitting. and they're all sitting in a box downstairs trying to decide what to do with them, but I have to finish them. That's just what I do, because if I don't, they'll be put on a little shelf and then I'll be like, I'll forget about them. So, um, what other new projects have I worked on recently that are still sitting there? I don't know if you can see in that bottom right corner, but there's a little pasta machine that I had to buy because I decided to make polymer clay jewelry. It was really fun. I did it one day and I haven't gone back to it, but I will. I don't know. I'm the type of person that I can't sit still. I can't just sit and do nothing. So I'm always fiddling. I'm either down in my craft room, or if I'm sitting watching TV, I'm working on something else. I like to do wire wrapped jewelry. I do embroidery. Sometimes I'll make rhinestone tumblers. I always like to be doing something because I don't know. I feel like I always have to be doing something. So, are any of you like that too? Back to my messy craft room. Just going to kind of take you through and show you a few little things I'm working on. A couple of cups that I'm going to work for a tutorial. These are my pens. I have resin on them now and some decals. That's another little mold. Well, it's a big mold that I'm putting, just leftover resin in. Another new cup for a tutorial. Those are pencils. There's a cup that may be a tutorial. And another view of my messy basement, which is going to be remedied soon. Here is where I take all my pictures of my cups. I have a ring light and a little end table with a fuzzy, it's actually a fuzzy shawl, and my photo backdrop. And I'm just going to show you how I take some pictures of these cups here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my first vlog. I'm not incredibly comfortable with being in front of the camera. I'm usually behind the camera doing my tutorials, and fun fact, I'm also a photographer. So I'm not in a lot of pictures. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see more vlogs in the future of my behind the scenes and my messy craft room. I'm in the process of purchasing a shed to make it into a she shed for my crafting. So we're going to move it all out of my basement and up into the she shed here in the next couple months. So I'll take you on my journey with that if you want to follow that. And I just want to say thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!